Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Today I wanted to give you guys an update and actually dive into the shorter time frames for today's video. Normally I'm always a macro investor, and so we're always looking at the big picture. But today I wanted to switch things up, dive into some short-term trading opportunities inside of the cryptocurrency market, because this is where we're going to be able to understand exactly when we're going to be bearish, some levels that I'm watching, so that you guys can be in the awareness and know exactly what the heck is going on and how to actually profit off of this next move. A lot of people are in disbelief. A lot of people are trying to pick which way the market is going to go, and I'm here to give you guys my all-around analysis on the short time frame that's going to perfectly explain what I think is going to happen and how we can go about trading this for profit. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, I have the fastest growing and the very best Discord community out there for cryptocurrency, and I would love it if you guys would join. Currently, there's over 16,000 members, and this thing is growing so fast. It's free for anybody that wants to. All you guys got to do to join is to click inside of the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. Once you guys click that and you guys have access, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course and signals. So if you're somebody that wants to follow along with my 20 educational videos to teach you guys how to trade inside of this market, or if you're somebody that would rather just follow along with every single trade that I take, make sure that you guys stay all the way to the end of this video, because I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. Alrighty guys, we got a lot of really exciting stuff to talk about. I know that this is going to shed a lot of awareness inside of your own trading plans, so without further ado, let's jump right into it today. Alrighty guys, so first things first, we're going to just go straight into some Bitcoin analysis. Bitcoin is showing really strong signs as we've got this buyback from this initial level at about 10K, and this is looking really good. Now, a couple of things I want to point out here. Before we can get ultra bullish here, even though I know how bullish I always am, guys, before we can get ultra bullish, we have to clear above a couple major levels. And until we do that, in my opinion, it's more likely that we're going to get some downside, because I just haven't quite seen exactly what I want to see yet. Now, once we can do all of this stuff, then obviously there can be an adjustment in my trading plan, but I wanted to make sure that I'm keeping you guys safe. I'm not just constantly sticking to a natural bull bias, even though I've always stuck with that. I do want to make sure that we're safe together, because my trading plan has changed a little bit, right? As you guys know in my last update, I started recently updating you guys how I was actually leaning to more of a bearish side, and we are currently sitting right at that major resistance that I've been watching for. In my opinion, guys, we have this red line, and this is actually priced in at about $11,100. This is the level I am personally watching for. We have to clear above this level if, in fact, we are going to be bullish. Now, when I look at this entire zone here as just our resistance zone. Obviously, you can't just draw one specific line in the sand and then that's just the go-to forever. These resistances and support levels have zones, and that's the way we got to look at them. This is why I generally like to draw these red boxes when I zoom into the shorter time frames, is because this price can go up in here. You know, we could wick above, and if you're watching this and you're really excited watching the price break above, and then you see it hit this level and you're like, oh my gosh, we're bullish, only to see this entire move get rejected and fall below it. This happens a lot, which is why we want to analyze a zone in general, is because one specific line isn't going to be the tell of all stories. This is just the way that we got to trade this. Now, when I look at this, guys, we are sitting right face to face with this resistance. We just barely tagged this $11,100 range, and we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Now, for me personally, the way it's looking right now, you know, if we got a sudden breakout above this level, and then we came shooting straight up to about 11,500 or 600, and then if we could come down and just reclaim support above this level, that's going to make me short-term bullish and long-term bullish in general. Long-term, I'm always going to be bullish because I see this as just being a big long-term growth, and this is just us basing out that formation before we do finally get that big parabolic move. But on the short terms, I am bearish because we are below a major resistance level. Until we clear above that major resistance level, you know, that's just the way I'm going to play it. And so when I look at this, guys, this is the bullish scenario. We get a strong break above, and then we hold support above this $11,100 range. We could technically fall back down to about, you know, just under 11K, and I'm still going to hold that natural bias. But we got to maintain support above this zone here. Now, what I'm going to be watching out for is just the potential that we get rejected right here. You know, maybe we do get a little bit of a push up, maybe we get a strong push up, but if we get rejected and then we can't manage to get above this level, then I'm going to expect that this thing is a perfect opportunity for shorts. And this is really the way I'm going to be playing it, guys. If we're below this level and we're showing signs of exhaustion, we get sell volume that comes in at this level that's preventing us from getting higher. Obviously, you guys are going to be looking for short opportunities in the short term. However, if we do manage to hold above this $11,100 level, then that's going to be a bullish outlook for me personally. And so when I look at Bitcoin, I see a couple different things. Bullish scenario is that this was just an ABC correction, ABC, and we're about to just start the next big impulse in that move. Or bearish scenario is we still need another wave lower. This was wave 1, this was wave 3, and then we'll get one more 5-wave impulse that's going to take us back down. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And so this is going to be the way that I'm personally going to be playing this. Until we can break above resistance, I'm going to be looking at this as another attempt to be shorting before we make one more move down. Because one of the things that's important to understand is even though it's not on this chart, the CME futures gap. Now, for you guys that don't know what a gap is, I'm not even going to try and explain exactly what I know if a gap is. But basically, whenever you have the open and a close inside of a market, sometimes the market it'll open, and then there's just going to be this random blank piece that's just missing. And I'll share it with you guys right now. So this is what I'm talking about. See this little blank space right here? This is what is known as a gap. Now, during the conventional markets, there's opens and closes. Obviously, generally speaking, with our markets, is they're 24/7. And so we don't have these closes. And because of that, we don't get these gaps. But sometimes during the daily open, which this is actually on a 4-hour time frame, but on the open of the market, the price will just randomly start opening and it'll be trading well above the price, but there's just this random gap. Oftentimes, Bitcoin sells down to retest and fill those gaps, which is a pretty common thing. So this gap right here, we're watching to see if it gets filled. Technically, we only maintain support above this gap. And so now that we're facing straight face-to-face with this major resistance at this level here, now that we're at this major resistance, I think it's likely that we're actually going to sell off and end up filling this gap. Now, in my opinion, guys, if in fact we do reject right here, I think it's much more likely that in the case of a rejection, that this would actually fall a little bit lower than initially expecting. Anywhere from about, probably around like 9K to 9,100, right around that range, or just to retest the previous consolidation here. In my opinion, if we do manage to actually sell off from this level, we're going to get a little bit of a stronger sell-off than just filling the CME gap. My opinion, this was close enough to that gap that it doesn't make sense for me that we're just going to sell off and make this little tiny move just to move just a couple $100 more. In my opinion, we don't really need that. I think it's a little bit more likely that if we do reject here, we'd get a stronger sell-off that's going to take us back down to about 9K. So that's personally the way I'm going to be trading this market. I just wanted to keep you guys updated with some Bitcoin analysis here, make sure that we're all on the same page together because we are at this major resistance. If you made some profits from longing the bottom, or if you're just looking and trying to figure out what to do next, for me, guys, this is a really simple formula. And a lot of people actually ask me inside of my Discord, so I'll just give you guys a little intro right now. People are asking me, should I sell my bags and hold into Tether and wait to buy back lower? And I'm going to tell you guys first and foremost that that's a very ridiculous thing to do. I always stick to the long-term approach. And the reason for this is because if you hold at least 1 year in 1 day, you're going to get a tax break. And obviously this varies. But as an American, this is the federal income tax laws. You need to hold at least 1 year and 1 day to get that 20% tax cut right off the top. Otherwise, you're going to get short-term capital gains, which is actually going to be higher. You don't want that. It's so much easier just to buy and hold the long-term trend. You guys, you're not a day trader. Quit trying to pretend to be a day trader. I don't even try to pretend to be a day trader here. All I'm doing is merely mapping out the cycles, sharing with you guys long-term approaches so that we can invest and we can make profits together. I'm focused solely on that 1 year and 1 day goal so I can just make sure I'm getting the majority of that profit secured. Now to answer that question, should you guys be taking profits and moving into Tether? Well, if you're short-term trading, yes. However, this is totally dependent on your trading plan. Do I think you guys should take the majority of your portfolio out just to hold USDC and catch one little dip lower? No, I don't. The only way that I personally think that you guys should be buying more is if you have cash on the sidelines ready to deploy. That's the only way that I personally trade. I have cash in my bank account. When I see prices go lower, I use that cash to buy more. And that's just the most simple way to put it, guys. I don't need to be in and out of the markets because then I'm sacrificing my tax liabilities. I'm also sacrificing the opportunity that I might be wrong on that assumption. Then I'm having to pay the royalty tax of pumping markets. And that's not fun, guys. Don't try to pretend to be a day trader when you're not. Literally just stop. Forget that, scratch that idea, throw it in the trash, and focus on the long-term approach. And that's just the simple way to put it here. Even though I might be short-term bearish, long-term, my long-term bullish stance has never changed. It's never floundered at all. And so you guys should not be thinking that you need to be in and out of the market, trying to catch every little bit in percentage, because at the end of the day, guys, that type of a drop, back down to about 9K, it's going to be kind of crazy. It'll be about a 20% dip, but that's just a good opportunity to be buying the blood with cash. If you guys don't have cash on the sidelines, there's no point in sacrificing your long-term bags, that long-term foundation that you've already built, just to try and catch a 20% dip. That's just the way I personally look at it. As a crypto investor, you guys are going to have to be willing to stomach losses. COVID, I lost 60% of my portfolio balance overnight, and I held on to that. And in fact, I bought more because of that. Because of that, I made a lot of money on the initial leg up. In fact, if I would have panic sold that bottom, I would have panic sold Ethereum at $110, which a lot of people actually did. I watched a lot of people make that mistake, and those same people have never showed up in my Discord since. And that's just the way it's going to work. You don't want to get stuck trying to put all your eggs in one basket, just trying to be right on a trade, because that's not what it's about. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about maximizing the fullest potential of that cycle and being able to just maximize your profit potential in turn. And so that's the thing right here, guys. Just don't worry so much about it. If you're watching this and you're wondering what to do, if you don't have cash on the sidelines, just hold through this dip. It's the safest strategy. There's going to be the least heartache involved with doing that, because you're going to have to just learn to adjust to these volatile swings, because that's going to happen time and time again. The only reason that, you should be selling is if you are short-term day trading, which in my opinion is kind of dumb if you're in America, because of the fact your taxes are going to be so high. And more likely than not, you guys that are doing it aren't actually being very profitable at it. And so, you're more or less just losing money for no reason when you could just be holding the long-term trend. And so that's my little bit of advice that I can give you guys as far as Bitcoin goes. Now let's actually dive into some Ethereum analysis. Ethereum is looking a little bit more bearish here. Ethereum is kind of the outlier right now that makes me feel like the market's bearish, because if we're looking at Bitcoin, they both look kind of bad as far as they're both facing major resistance. It's going to rely solely upon Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can break above and we can flip this level at 11,100, then I'm going to be bullish. But Ethereum is looking a lot more bearish as follows, and I'm going to share with you guys a little bit more in-depth analysis here. So this was our support level here at about $360 approximately. We can see that we've reacted to this level a number of different times. Even right here, we came pretty close. Right here, we reacted to it. And then right here, it became our resistance as well. Now, over the short term, since about the 10th of December, about a week ago, we actually flipped back above this level. And we can see that we've had 3 different attempts at this level. Attempt 1, attempt 2, and attempt 3, right? And so when we look at this, I see a descending resistance. This to me looks a little bit more like a classic descending triangle. And with us being right smack dab at resistance here, I'm just personally leaning that we're more bearish. This to me was a support level. This was us breaking that support level, and this is us flipping it as resistance. And so as long as we maintain below this descending resistance, I'm going to continue to be bearish. One of the simple textbook examples of something I can teach you guys, and this doesn't always work, but it is more consistent than it is not. So when you have a support level, let's label it green. When you guys have a support level, the more times that price reacts to this level, the weaker that level gets, until finally you end up selling through and breaking down below that level. And 6K Bitcoin was a classic example of this. This was a support level that we had, and we were here for months and months and months, until finally we can see that the lower highs just became too great. Lower highs, lower lows, until finally the support level liquidity dried up and we sold off for one more low. And the same story can be told here for ETH right now. We have this support level. Every time we react to it, the liquidity is drying up, as indicated by the lower highs. I personally shorted ETH and posted a short for Ethereum at 370 inside of my Discord, so we're already in a slight bit of profit. Not even going to worry about that, though. And I'm personally watching for the inevitable downturn that I expect to see. Now, I obviously was bullish the whole way through. You guys already know that, yada, yada, yada. But trading plans are meant to be adjusted. And if you're going to be profitable inside of this market, you got to be willing to adapt and to adjust. This is me adjusting on the shorter time frames. If you guys are here holding on the long term, just don't even worry about this video. Turn it off and just don't even think about it, because this is just going to overcomplicate things for you. As a long-term investor, all you need to do is hold. That's it. Don't worry about all of this analysis that I'm doing on the short term. This is just to help you guys be aware about what I expect on the short term, which personally I expect that we're going to sell through this support. This will probably act as resistance, and then we're going to get that drop to about 290. That's what I'm watching for. If you guys are looking to short this market, personally, the safest option would be to wait for the support failure at about 360. Wait for the support failure, watch for this level to start acting as resistance right here, and then that's when you're going to want to actually load up on the shorts and wait for that initial downturn. So this is what I'm watching out for with ETH. Now, let's remove these drawing tools and let's zoom it out to about a daily time frame. Let's actually go to a 3-day. Yeah, so this is looking a lot more bearish in my opinion. So as we can see, this is a pretty strong resistance level. And we can see that we're already starting to get that initial downturn. This is the very early signs of a bearish reversal. Well, I should say a bullish reversal. Technically, this was a bullish move, and now we're starting to sell off from that. We're face to face with that resistance. Now that we're starting to get these red candles in here, I'm personally going to lean to that bullish, or that bearish standard. Now, we're going to have to watch and see here. We got a couple days before this candle closes. Yes, we could technically make a bullish move depending on what Bitcoin does. But when I look at this, I just see more reason to be bearish, guys. And I just want to make sure that you are safe. And I don't want to get on this channel and just be so full bull-tard that I can't even see straight. And I don't want you guys to just be sitting here thinking, oh man, he's bullish, because I know a lot of you guys look up to my analysis. And I just can be honest, I can be truthful here, because I just genuinely want to see you guys profit. That's my ultimate goal here on this channel, is to help you guys make this financial fortune, make the financial freedom that I've already obtained for myself, that my friends have obtained for themselves. And I want to be able to give that back to you guys, which is why I'm making this update. You know, I have no problem taking a bearish stance. My long-term approach has never even faltered. I'm still macro bullish, but on the short term, this is looking like we're going to get one more leg lower. And so when I see this, guys, I personally am watching for this next level at 290. About 280 to 290 specifically. But I'm going to be honest. With this type of a move, I would not be the least bit surprised to see Ethereum actually fall back to about 250 to 260. Right around that range here. I'm going to be watching for about 280 to 250. That's where I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to buy so much Ethereum. I'm going to max out every single one of my exchanges that I have connected to my bank. I'm going to max out every single one of them and buy Ethereum. That's my biggest go-to for this next dip. I'm going to do everything that I can. I did buy some Ethereum at 340, which was about right here. I did buy some Ethereum at 340. I wish I could have bought more. It started impulsing and I was just not going to worry about it too much. But now if we get one more dip, guys, look at this as an opportunity. Even though I'm going to be shorting it, I'm just adding to more firepower because I'm going to buy this dip. And that's the most important thing to understand. Yes, I'm short-term bearish, but with that being said, I'm going to be buying as much Ethereum at this level as I possibly can. I genuinely want to buy this Ethereum dip with all of my cash that I have, all this extra cash. Because I've been saving it, waiting for some type of correction, because we didn't really see corrections in here. This was just a short-term little baby pullback, not even anything I'd consider. This was just a consolidation. This is an actual pullback that we're experiencing. And so with that being said, guys, you know, if we fall to about 290, that's going to be about a 40% correction. If we fall to about 250, you're looking at about a 50% correction, which is going to be a huge buy the dip opportunity. So I just want us to all be in the awareness of that, what I'm expecting with this technical analysis here, how I'm going to be trading this market. I'm currently short on Ethereum, 5x leverage. I'm currently short on Ethereum right now, and I'm going to be looking to see how far this thing drops, more or less. You know, either way, once we start to hit 290, that's when I'm going to be buying. I'm going to be doing everything that I can to just buy more Ethereum. I'm super confident with this stuff long term, and I love Ethereum for the simple fact over 80% of the cryptos are built upon Ethereum or rely upon Ethereum in some degree. And so that's the thing to understand, guys, is if Ethereum fails, all of your altcoins are going to fail along the way. And so you should really have it in your best interest to just want Ethereum to succeed. Even if we're going to short-term fall bearish, totally fine. Use this as an opportunity, guys. The fact that we have the opportunity to accumulate Ethereum under $300 just melts my mind. It makes me so excited for the long term, because whether I hold my Ethereum long term or whether I don't, I can use Ethereum for so many different things. I can use it for Uniswap. I can use it for whatever the hell else I want to do, specifically Uniswap, because I've been trading those low caps and making some good money off those. And so I'm just going to be looking to accumulate some more Ethereum. Regardless, guys, look at this as an opportunity to buy the dip. If you don't have any cash on hand, just hold through this stuff. It's not going to be crazy. If you just understand that long term, this thing is going to go up a lot of value, that's all that matters. That is literally it. That's it. Finished. Just don't even think about it. Just don't worry about this dip. If you do want to make some profit, maybe short the level that I was talking about. If we fell below $360, then that's going to be a support failure, which I'm actually going to be loading up more on my shorts, because I started shorting at 370. I'm personally going to be holding my short, and then if we actually fall below 360, I'm going to add to my shorts and then catch the initial leg down to about 290. So that's the way I'm going to be playing that. Now, something else to understand here is the Bitcoin dominance. I wanted to share with you guys an update here. In my opinion, we're getting a short-term double bottom formation right here. And now we're starting to break above. I think that this is going to take us up to at least 60% dominance and has the potential to run all the way back up to 63% dominance. And from here, we're going to see some more blood inside of the altcoins. Altcoins are going to bleed, Bitcoin pairs are going to go down, and it's going to be a really good buy the dip opportunity before we actually get more of a correction back down for Bitcoin. And that's the way I'm going to be trading this cycle. I honestly think that after this bounce in Bitcoin dominance, this next sell-off is going to be really strong, and it's going to happen quick, and that's where we're going to get a big alt season. And so we got to prepare ourselves beforehand so that we're in the awareness of knowing that. Because this, guys, when I look at this chart, this is just such a nasty looking rejection. We have lower highs, lower lows, and now this is going to be another lower high and lower low in the cycle before we actually fall much lower from here. And so I just wanted to make sure that we're aware of all of the stuff that I'm thinking about here. Just wanted to make sure that you guys understand that short term I am bearish. I think that Bitcoin is bearish. I think the altcoins are bearish. And I believe that we're going to get one more leg lower that's going to be a perfect buy the dip opportunity. Use your gunpowder. Use all of it that you have to buy this dip, because this is just such a big opportunity. And I have to say that over and over and over. I'm beating the dead horse with that one, but I so believe it. And that's why I'm going to be maxing out every single one of my accounts that I can to buy this dip, because I look at it as one of the last good dips that we're going to have for long-term accumulation, which for me, that's my biggest goal here, is long-term accumulation. And so when I get really excited about buying a lot for my long terms, that just goes to show how I'm really thinking about this market and how you guys should really take that with a lot of trust, because you guys get up here and you trust me already. You guys obviously trust me, otherwise you wouldn't watch my videos. I am going to be doing everything that I can to buy this dip when we get it. Plain and simple, that's it. Now, here is an example of the total market cap. In my opinion, this just looks like Ethereum. It's really hinging upon Bitcoin. We're right at that resistance. In my opinion, this is where we're going to fall lower. And then this is where we're going to end up falling back to about, 270 to even down to about 250 bill. I think that's going to be our next big downturn. And the reason for this is just a first finish completed Elliott wave impulse. 1, 3, and 5. And then this is going to be the short term. Oops. A, B, C back down onto support. Generally speaking, with Elliott wave theory, we usually fall back onto support between the 3 and the 4. And this is the way I'm going to be playing this market. And so that would take us back down to about $250, $260 billion. So that's just the way I'm going to be playing it. I'm simply giving you guys what the chart shows me. And the chart is showing a lot more bearish signs. And so I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware, understand that we might go for a little leg lower. But with that leg lower is going to come one of the biggest buy the dip opportunities that we've ever had. This is still going to be support of the last cycle high. And then we're going to get another big impulse that's going to take us well beyond that all-time high mark as far as the total market cap goes. Anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. Quickly, before we wrap things up, I want to take a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up for the video course and signals for the people that want to. I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. So my website is basically completely finished. My ebook is completely finished. All of everything is completely finished. So I've actually doubled the prices of the signals, but I'm actually have my free ebook that I'm going to be giving out to everybody for free. I just got to do some finishing touches on the cosmetic end of my website, and then I'm going to be releasing all of that for you guys. It's about 38 pages long. It's going to go through some basic technical analysis. It's going to go through some basic terminology, and there's also a quiz involved with it. So you guys can actually take that quiz, go through, read all of the information, and then actually see, what is in there and learn from it more or less. That's what I want. I want you guys to be able to learn from any content. So I wanted to give you guys this free ebook that I've been working on for a while. And now that it's done, I just wanted to keep you guys updated. I will have a new website, and so that'll all be linked in the description where you guys will actually be able to obtain the ebook when I do release it. With that being said, now quickly, the 20 educational series is going to be the part that teaches you guys technical analysis. So if you're watching this video and you want to learn how to do all this stuff, you want to learn all the technical skills required to be profitable, not only in crypto, but any financial market at that, technical analysis is going to be the thing for you, which is taught inside of my video course. Now you guys can buy that, or if you guys would rather just copy all the trades that I take, I post every single one of those inside of a private channel on Discord. When you guys sign up, you guys are going to get access to that private channel. When you guys have access, you can copy every single one of those trades. You guys can either purchase them together or separate. If you guys can only pick one, I always recommend that you guys go with the signals first, because then you can copy my portfolio, make some money, and then you can take that money and move it into, the course if that's really a route that you want to pursue. And so I really recommend checking them out. The course is $1,000. The signals are $2,000. So yeah, if you guys want to get access to that, all you got to do is click inside of the description of this video, and there you're going to find the link to my Selly. You guys can find that there to pay for credit or debit, or if you guys would rather just pay in crypto, you guys can join the Discord server by clicking inside of the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link. Once you guys click that and you have access to my Discord, you can message me on there or any of the 6 moderators, and then we will all be here to help you guys get started on the right path of profiting today. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Ignore the FUD. Don't worry about this little dip. It's just going to be a short-term hiccup or a great buy the dip opportunity, depending on which way you're actually going to be trading this. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And with all that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.